Hello, hello, guys. So, welcome to Elegant Conversation with Jacqueline Valdez. I'm so excited to be here. Remember to follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and then Instagram, Elegant Jacqueline. So, our next guest, I'm so excited, Miss Barbara Walsh. We are going to be talking about reclaiming your health naturally. I'm so excited to meet up with her. So, welcome, love.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's so wonderful to meet you.
Oh, good to meet you finally. So excited. So I'm super impressed with you. You're so inspiring. You have been such a huge voice and such a huge advocate on speaking on your journey and what you've been through, and then trying to help other people with taking control of their health, but doing it in a more holistic, natural way and with prayer.
Yes, absolutely. That is true.
Yes, I love it. I love it so much. So you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not bad for 50 plus, right?
Amazing. What is your secret?
My secret actually is the healing power of food. That's all I could say, because after my experience with, well, actually the catalyst for that was my experience with breast cancer. Before that, I was definitely not a poster child for health or taking care of myself or even eating right. But that was a turning point in my life, because it was either go through traditional treatments or look for an alternative. And actually, in my case, I had been to the doctor to go to actually have a mammogram, for a routine mammogram.
Okay.
And it was anything but routine. They said to me, "Oh, you need a biopsy."
Oh,
And
wow.
then they sent me for that. And then the next thing I know, they say, "You have cancer."
Oh, wow.
And it's like it's the most frightening experience that any person will go through, especially women. It's really, really scary. I can't even tell you. You feel like your whole life is slipping away, and everything is out of control. So anyway, they wanted to rush me right into all the treatment protocols, but I had some reservations about it, because I know that the radiation causes cancer, chemotherapy causes cancer, and the doctor had said to me that it would be a success if I didn't have a recurrence in 5 years. And I thought, well, it's pretty much a good bet if I'm going to be pumping myself with all of these things that actually cause cancer. Good bet I'm going to probably have a recurrence. Wow. So anyway, my husband and I decided it was time to go home and pray about it. And we did some serious prayer. I mean, I had a lot of going on in my mind. My dad actually had died of cancer when I was 13. And he went through, thank you. He went through all of those treatments, and he ended up dying anyway. And at the time, my son was 14. And I thought, I don't really want him to see what I saw. I don't want him to go through that. And I thought, if it's for the next 5 years, if that was all I had, I don't want to spend it sick. I just want to live,
Wow.
So I was seeking God and praying, and he just led me to do research. I did all this research on breast cancer, and I found out that it could take up to 10 years for cancer to grow before they could even detect it.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. Wow. And so when I looked at that versus the treatment that they were offering me and the prognosis, I thought, well, I have more time than I think. I have more time. And the other thing that occurred to me was that this had been going on in my body a long time, but I didn't even realize it,
Wow.
So through the research, I found the key to health and healing is the immune system. Okay. And if you support that, your body is designed to heal itself. And how do you support it? You support it by what you eat, what you drink, And the other thing I found out about was that there are really powerful alternative holistic treatments. Right. So as I looked at all this stuff, I just felt like it was the answer to my prayer. Number one, I wanted options. Number two, I didn't want to do chemo. So anyway, I started thinking about it, and I was like, wow, it makes so much more sense to me to nourish my body so it could heal, as opposed to poisoning it to try to get well. So I thought, I'm going to try it, because if it took 10 years for them to find this cancer, it'll probably take another 10 years before it becomes a health crisis. You know what I mean? And I thought, you know, if it doesn't work, I could sign up for chemo tomorrow. I know they would take me back, you know.
Yeah.
So I went all in. Completely changed my diet. I did detoxing. Within 30 days of that, I lost 30 pounds. I went on an alternative therapy, which was all holistic herbal.
Okay.
I did that for 6 months, and after that, I was retested, and they couldn't find the cancer anymore in my body.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Wow. Yeah, you're a miracle. That's amazing. Wow. So it's such a huge inspiration because I have an autoimmune disease. So I have Sjogren's and fibro, and I have been learning more about health issues. And I feel like I've had this for a while before I was actually diagnosed. But I thought, a pretty healthy life. You know, I'm a vegetarian, vegan, I go back and forth, but I'm still trying to figure out what is that secret, or what is it that the body needs so badly to help you heal. And there's a lot of people who were messaging me after I posted our interview that were asking me, oh, this is a good one. I want to know this because depression and cancer and autoimmune issues and gut health are such a huge question right now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's huge. I mean, when you think about the state of the health in our country, so many people are suffering, and a lot of it is all of these chronic issues that people develop and they find they have to live with until their quality of life is nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what's amazing about the whole process for me was that taking control of your health is absolutely possible. I mean, it never occurred to me before any of this that what I was doing on a daily basis had any impact on my health at all. I just was living my life, eating my junk food, you know, living for the weekend. You know, I was just doing all that stuff. And then after this experience, I thought, wow, if I had known what I know now, if I knew that then, I probably could have avoided cancer in the first place. And so that's my heart. I really hope to share what I've learned with people so that way they don't have to ever hear somebody say to them, you have cancer, because there's a lot that you can do right now just to turn the state of your health around. It really, and you know what? It's easier than it seems. Like when you first start that, or even you think about it, you start thinking to yourself, this is going to be too hard to do. But actually your body responds so quickly, and it actually gets, it starts to get in tune when you make these changes and you start feeling really great. And then all of a sudden that tater tot you were going to eat is not as appealing anymore. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's really weird. And people say to me, like, does that really happen? You know, I was like, yeah, believe me, it does. And it doesn't take that long, which is really exciting, you know?
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is I was diagnosed with breast cancer 4.5 years ago. It'll be 5 years in January. And honestly, I don't think I ever felt better. Even when I was younger, I never felt better than I felt after I made all these changes. So it's totally possible. Totally doable.
Yeah, you're such a huge inspiration. So what is like your daily food routine?
Usually I'll start the day with a juice or a smoothie, all fresh, and I try to go as organic as I can. I mean, sometimes we can get organic, sometimes you can't. And some people are like, well, if you can't get organic, don't bother. But I think vegetables and fruits still have value, even if they're not organic. But if you can go organic, even better. So I usually start the day with a smoothie or a juice. And then I do lots of salads, fresh fruits and vegetables. I do a lot of fruit. Some people are afraid of fruit because they feel like it's got sugar in it. But I always tell them, and I tell my health coaching clients this too, it's totally different sugar. It's not the same as, you know, eating a donut. It's not the same, you know, because it's got all other good things. It's perfectly packaged the way God made it. It's got, you know, fiber, and it's got vitamins, and it's got nutrients, and it tastes great, and it's packaged like so you can carry it around. I mean,
Yeah.
It's so great, you know. And then I do a lot of I wouldn't say I'm vegetarian because I do eat chicken and I do eat fish, but I try to always get wild caught fish. I never do farm raised because I know they pump a lot of antibiotics into those fish. And I try also to do free range chicken
Okay.
and lots of vegetables. I'm totally into vegetables, so
I
that's
love
what I do.
I love it. So you inspired me. I'm going to start eating way more veggies, and I'm going to start doing a smoothie in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, another really big thing to do is drink lots of water. I drink tons and tons of water because water is like the easiest immune booster that you can use. It just boosts your immunity. It helps to flush out toxins from your body. Water is a big, big key. So definitely do water.
Okay. Yeah, I've been having a kind of a struggle with water and not getting myself hydrated enough. So I've been having to go into the ER to get fluids because I keep getting dehydrated. And I'm like, how is this happening? Why am I not
Wow.
them? Yeah. So that is my 2020 thing, is to work on drinking more water. Yes. So you also
Wow. What hold you? Go ahead.
Sorry, we have a little bit of a delay here. What did you say? What were you going to ask?
I was going to say, what holds you back from drinking water?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't drink enough if I'm too busy and I get caught up in other stuff, and then I just don't really get thirsty. So I think that's a huge issue. Or maybe I get dehydrated and then I drink a lot of water and then I'm kind of like trying to catch up.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yep. Yeah, sometimes it's helpful to like take it with you throughout the day. I tell my health coaching clients, you know, give them some tips, like get a fun water bottle and fill it up and just have it throughout the day. That's always a good way to get started, you know.
Okay, I love that. So then you said that you also do different kinds of herbs. Which herbs are you doing, and which ones would you recommend are some really good ones to research?
For cancer or just in general?
Just in general, to pretty much help, I guess, give energy or the immune system.
Yeah, I mean, what I do a lot of vitamins and stuff too. So I do some high dose vitamin C, which is really good for cancer. People have cancer. Actually, it's good for everybody because it boosts your immune system for sure. I also do vitamin D3. I try to get outside every day, but I live in New Jersey, so we don't have wonderful West Coast weather out here all the time. So we have to be a little more creative. Actually, if you could I'm assuming you live on the West Coast, right? So if you can get out in the sun, then that's perfect for your vitamin D.
Okay.
I also do a lot of zinc. I also do astragalus, which is great for cancer.
Wow.
And I also do one called Montana U, YEW, and that's known to also fight cancer.
Wow.
And I take a lot of vitamins, but yeah. I have kind of like a synergy going now between all of my fruits and vegetables, my vitamins, you know, so.
Yeah, but you look amazing, and it's so nice to hear your story that you had such a difficult time and you turned it around and you took control of your health. And it's very inspiring, so people know that they can actually make a change and make a difference and turn things around. I'm gonna take your tips and do it to my own.
Turn.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, you know, and the cool thing about it is that you don't have to wait. You know, you don't have to wait until you get diagnosed with something. You don't have to wait. And the other really cool thing about it is it's never too late. I mean, look at me. I was in my 50s when I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And I turned the situation of my health around, and it actually transformed my whole body. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's from what my understanding is, and my personal belief, the immune system is everything. So it doesn't matter if it's a cold, if it's cancer or the coronavirus. If your immune system is strong, you've got it. You've got it. And you could do it. And it's very easy to do. You just have to give it a try. You could be like me when I was like looking at either cancer or chemotherapy or doing nutrition. And I thought, well, this isn't like this is some weird, experimental drug that no one has ever heard of. Wow. And if nothing else, eating broccoli is never going to hurt me, So I had absolutely nothing to lose, I got everything to gain.
Yeah, I love that. Do you do like acupuncture and reflexology or that type of stuff?
I have not done acupuncture. I do some essential oils, though. I find those to be really helpful. In fact, for breast cancer, frankincense is really good for breast cancer, and you could put that on your lymph nodes. You mix it with a little bit of organic coconut oil and put it on your lymph nodes every day. It's really awesome. The other thing I do too for immune health is I do dry brushing. I don't know if you've heard of that. But your skin actually is like one of the largest detoxing organs of your whole body. So, but it releases toxins. Your body releases toxins through the skin, but those come out through your lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It's one of the only systems in our body that's like a circulatory system, but it has no pump. So the only way it pumps is if we exercise. Jumping up and down, like on a trampoline, is really awesome for that, or any kind of exercise where you swing your arms. But if you can't do that, or you can supplement, you can get a natural boar's bristle brush and brush your skin while it's dry. And then that will help to circulate the toxins to come out through your lymph nodes. So that's a good thing too.
Okay, that's a great tip. I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna do that. I remember when I was younger, my mom used to do that. Actually, yeah. So I forgot, that she had done it. So that's really very cool tip. Yeah. So then,
and it's kind of. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say it's really kind of nice too, because it actually, it's almost like facial for your skin, because it pulls off all of the dead skin cells. It makes your skin really smooth. So it's kind of cool.
I love it. Yes. Great, guys. So we have more tips. Great vitamins to look into, some fruits and veggies, take your smoothie in the morning, and then brush your skin. So far, so good. Yay. So then as far as finding your way out of being in a fearful frame of mind, what tip would you give someone to get out of that dark spot, to not let fear to take over?
Well, for me, the key was prayer. I would just pray, because I have a relationship with Christ, and so for me, it was actually praying, trusting and believing that what the promises of God were in His Word were true for me. So that was big for me. The other thing that helped a lot was knowing that I was doing something proactive. I felt like I wasn't out of control. Like when you get a breast cancer diagnosis and they start to, get you signed up for everything, it's like everything is going so fast. So for me, knowing I was being proactive, that helped a lot. Prayer helped a lot, and just believing. I had to believe that what I was doing was working. I could actually feel my body changing, so I knew something was happening. And believing that God had me, that's what got me through. And I still do that every day. I have to pray every day, because every now and then, these thoughts come in like, what's happening, but I have to push that down and believe that, God's got me. I'm doing everything I could do to be proactive, and it's all good, so that's how I do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And right now it's really challenging with COVID, and, people that have been sick or have had compromised immune systems have even more of a scare and more fear about COVID. So it's good to know that even if you haven't had anything, or that you're fearful of something, to just be proactive and just take your health into your own hands and really just cherish and nourish the body that you have, and really just pray, whether it's to your God or to the universe, but just having that faith.
Yeah, faith is a huge key, and believing, that's the whole key. In fact, research has been shown I don't know if you've probably heard about the science of believing, that they're saying that researchers say that, that mind-body connection, what you believe in your mind actually happens. It comes to fruition. So that's a big, big key too, because I mean, it's easy to get swallowed up in fear. And I'm not saying it's not real. It's totally real. But the other side of that is knowing that, like for me, the Bible says God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. He gives us power and love and a sound mind. And if you know that, then you could choose. You could choose to either hold on to the fearful thoughts, or you could choose to push them down and say, no, I'm not gonna let this overtake me. I'm not going to let this, pull me down, because I'm above that. You have to kind of make yourself choose it. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to go with your feelings, but we're stronger than our feelings. We really are. So.
I love that. That's such a good statement, because there have been times that I've been guilty, and I will have to tell myself and talk to myself and be like, okay, you can get through this. Stop. Like, this is just a feeling, and don't be so driven by my feelings. Suck it up, buttercup.
You're right. And we all have that same struggle. We all do, because it's tough, but it's having that faith is the thing that gets you through, especially even in situations like what we're living in today, because there's so much going on. There's so much stress. There's so much, the threat of illness and other chronic illnesses. There's a lot, and it can be completely overwhelming, but you really can take control of that. You really can. And by doing that, you actually improve your chances of healing. You improve your chances of not getting sick in the first place. It's all has to do with, where you focus your attention on. What are you going to focus your whole energy on? Are you going to concentrate on how bad things can get, or are you going to be proactive and say, no, I know I have the power to make this better, and make that choice?
I love it. Yes. Take that power, guys. Take that power. Do it. So is there anything that's coming up for you?
You mean professionally?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I just launched a podcast. So yes, that's new for me.
Exciting.
It's called the Good Nature Wellness Podcast, and it's streaming everywhere. So tune in, and you can hear my whole podcast is all focused on helping people to really reclaim their health through the healing power of food, and boosting their immune system so that they can live vibrantly. So, if you're really interested in hearing more, I go into a lot more details about what's good and why.
Okay.
And also, I tell a lot of other not so stellar stories about my background as a junk food junkie, but it helps you to put it in perspective so you can see,
Yeah. I love it. And I love that you turned it around, because it is really hard. You have the fear of, oh my God, I have to give up my coffee. Oh my God, I'm going to have to give up my croissants. Like, of thinking, you're missing out on something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It can be really hard. I think, like, if you're like me in a situation where you're facing cancer, it's like, well, it's a life or death decision. So it's a little easier to make that jump. For other people, it can be a little harder. But I find, like, when I work with my clients and stuff, I try to help them to do some swaps, find out what can you do that's going to replace that thing that, probably isn't so good for you. It's like the whole key is turning people onto, like, loving foods that actually love their body back. That's the whole key. And I even have some clients that they'll tell me, they're like, I don't know if I could do this, but we you start right where you are. You do what you can do. You don't like say to yourself, okay, I'm going to completely throw out all the food in my fridge, although that would be awesome. But it's not realistic. It has to be something realistic that we could do every day. And you just keep adding, and then the more that you add, the more your body changes, and then the next time you turn around, you're feeling amazing. So
I love it. Yes, I'm going to tune into your podcast.
Thank you.
I love it. So, and they can find you where at?
You can find me at my website, which is www.goodnaturewellness.com. You could find me on Facebook at Good Nature Wellness, or on Instagram, it's at good_nature_wellness. So you could find me.
Nice. We will stalk you out.
Awesome.
I love it. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as someone who brought hope to people, to help them to like discover really what the healing power of food could do in their life, and to help them to overcome fear, and to help them to see that they can totally become free. And there's it's so empowering, and so much freedom that comes from taking control of your health. It seems like the opposite thing, because it's like you would think to yourself, I'm making all these changes, and like you're saying, I'm missing out. But ultimately, when you do make those changes, it's so freeing. It's like you're liberated, because you're totally in control of your situation. You're totally in control of your destiny. Nothing is driving you. You've got the power. And I really hope that I could be someone that could inspire people to do that, women especially, so they never have to hear the words, you have cancer, and that they could actually change their lives for the better. Their whole life will change. I'm living proof of that.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You are inspiring others. You've inspired me. And today I'm going to go and start my journey and be better than I was before about my health.
You can do it. You can do it. If I could do it, believe me, you can do it. You definitely can do it.
It has been such a pleasure to meet you. And it has been, so inspiring to hear about your journey. And we have gotten some really great tips, which I really appreciate.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's been wonderful meeting you, and I really hope that I shared some stuff that will help people.
Yes, you did. It was such a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Take care.